this cabinet expansion provide a fillip to the Modi government's mantra of maximum governance and minimum government? And what will this now mean as far as business is concerned? Aditi Phadnis of Business Standard also joins us on the show, and we'll be joined by a panel of eminent experts as well. I also caught up with Sanjay Jha, spokesperson of the Congress Party, Syed Islam Zafar, BJP spokesperson, A.K. Bhattacharya, managing editor of the Business Standard, and R. Jagannathan of Swaraj magazine. I'll get to them in just a bit. But Ms. Phadnis, if I can come to you now, we're still awaiting clarity on the portfolio allocations. Do you believe that there seems to be some last-minute hitch there?
I'm not sure if there's a hitch, but there are, 19 is a very large number. And I think the government has decided that if they're going to reshuffle, might as well do it all. So possibly they don't want square pegs in round holes, and there's probably not going to be another reshuffle for at least another year or two. So I guess they're trying to get it right as from the word go. And I think that exercise is going on now.
You know, the 5 ministers of state that have been dropped, so you have replacements that will need to be found for them. But in terms of other moves, what are you hearing now? Because speculation continues on whether any key economic ministries are likely to see any changes. There is no confirmation so far. Do you expect any significant reshuffle?
If it is taking so long, and I'm afraid I'm as informed about this as the next person on the road, if it is taking so long, then it seems that there is going to be a comprehensive reshuffle. Although in his interaction with the journalists a couple of days ago, the Prime Minister had said that it's going to be an expansion. We understood that to mean that there's going to be no reshuffle, but apparently there's going to be an expansion and a reshuffle. So, in a reshuffle,
yes,
typically...
It's still in the realm of speculation on who's likely to be moved where. But, what is the signal that you get from the ministers that have been dropped? The Minister of State of HRD, Chemical and Fertilizers, Tribal Affairs, Water Resources. What is the signal that the Prime Minister seems to be sending out there?
One of the ministers, who I will not name because he is quite upset and asked not to be named, one of the ministers says that he was done in by his senior minister who has now been elevated. Now, I should be clear to everybody who I'm talking about. A couple of other ministers are saying that there were objective reasons why they have been eased out of office. I mean, Mr. Savarlal Jat had serious health problems and was not able really to do justice to his portfolio, and so on. But they are only ministers of state, and there are only 5 of them. So, frankly, I don't think it's such a big deal.
Yeah, and as we pointed out, there seems to be some last-minute issues there as far as portfolio allocation is concerned. But, was this a bit of an anti-climax for you, Aditi?
Yes, I'm afraid it was. That time has not yet passed. So maybe the government will still do it, but I was expecting a bigger chop and change exercise, a rationalization of portfolios. If you want to translate maximum governance, minimum government, then you need to chop and change portfolios and make portfolios more attuned to this idea that governance is needed, but government is not needed. So you needed to get government out of places where they were kind of unnecessary. The jury is still out, so we have to wait and see what they do when they finally allocate the portfolios and what shape the portfolios are in.
Yes.
But to be honest, I'm not expecting a great deal from this. And MOSs famously, I don't know if you recall, during Atal Bihari Vajpayee's government,
Yes.
MOSs took all their woes to the Prime Minister and finally had to rest content with a tea party that was thrown by Shahnawaz Hussain, where the current speaker sang a song, and the song was Mera Sundar Sapna Toot Gaya. So they all had tea and samosas and went home.
So tea and samosa time is also over. It promises to be a long night, and I don't know how many people are going to be singing that song at the end of tonight. But Aditi Phadnis, always a pleasure speaking with you. Mera sundar sapna toot gaya. Maybe that is going to be the song on a lot of people's lips tonight. Perhaps we don't know just yet. But